Hello and welcome to Carmen Miller's Talk of the Town Carolinas. I'm your host, Patti Mercer, getting ready to check out the flavor for this year's The Taste of Fort Mill to benefit the Palmetto School at the Children's Attention Home. Let's check it out. Here we are. It's Taste of Fort Mill time. Cindy Kelly, Dan Wilde. Cindy, you are the founder. So what is it like 5 years later to see the success of Taste of Fort Mill?
I had no idea, Patty. I was thinking in first year I would be happy if people would show up and have a good time. But with the work of a lot of volunteers, I'm so grateful for. We are in our 5th year and the event continues to grow every year, especially for the recognition that it's brought to the Palmetto School at the Children's Attention Home.
Such an important cause. And Dan Wilde, you are the chairman of this year's Taste of Fort Mill.
I am.
Big job.
It is. Thank you for having us.
Bigger than you thought?
No, actually, it's a lot of work, but every time I get a little frustrated, you just think about the children, and it really is a labor of love.
Cindy, if you would, tell us what the Palmetto School does.
So the Palmetto School at the Children's Attention Home educates children grades K through 8 who have been removed from their home by the Department of Social Services because of abuse, neglect, abandonment, or homelessness. And they're in their 12th year. So prior to the school's existence, when these children were removed from tragic situations, they were put into area schools. Oftentimes they would show up with these visible signs of abuse, and it made their recovery that much more challenging. Kids in their curiosity would ask questions, and that made it so much more of a challenge for these children to feel safe. The Palmetto School gives them that opportunity to feel safe, to feel nurtured, and to feel loved.
Which every child deserves to feel that way. Of course, Dr. Hugh Wilson is the principal at the Palmetto School at the Attention Home. Dan, you've also volunteered at the Palmetto School. What was your impression of these children?
Patty, the children, Dr. Wilson will tell you the stories about how these kids come in anywhere from 2 to 3 years behind what their grade level is from an educational standpoint. So you look at that and the emotional insecurities that they come in with, it just tugs at your heart. You can't help but want to do everything you possibly can. So we're thrilled to be here. Dr. Wilson will tell you that 60% of the funding for the school he has to raise from donors. That's a huge number. We're able to help with close to 35% of that.
Wow. And I think that says so much because you didn't do it just one time. This is an ongoing commitment that you have made to help the gap. There's grants, there's funding. I guess technically the Palmetto School is a magnet school focused for these children. Did you know when you began that this would be an annual commitment that you were going to make, Cindy?
No, I had no idea. I was thinking we would have something once. And then when I saw it take off, I thought, well, we can't just do it once, so we did it a second time. And then when I saw how much the school benefited, the kids, the staff, from the money we were raising, and the support from the community to become volunteers and help with the event, I knew there was just no keeping it back.
What I have observed is not only have you provided an opportunity as funding for the Palmetto School and the children there, but you have also provided a way for communities and for individuals to give back with their time and money to make a true difference in children and our future.
Patty, the swell of support that we have gotten from the Fort Mill, York Hill, Rock Hill area has just been absolutely phenomenal. This is the first year we've had to tell restaurants we don't have enough space. We couldn't have you. We've got volunteers, we've got businesses sponsoring us. We've got businesses that provide in-kind services to us. We've got over 50 volunteers that help us throughout the year to put this thing together. And people do it because they understand the value of the school and they see the value of it.
What percentage of funding raised through the Taste of Fort Mill will go back to the Palmetto School?
We are so pleased because of our volunteer staff to be able to donate an average of 90% of the money that we raise back to the school.
You're also giving local business, local restaurants a chance to share from what their menu is.
Right.
And for all of us who are curious about what's going on in that new place, you can find out the night of Taste of Fort Mill.
Well, where can you go to have food from 20 different restaurants in the Fort Mill area, enjoy a glass of wine or a glass of Prosecco or a glass of beer, and have an absolutely wonderful time under the stars. We'll have a DJ set up for dancing, and the food is just absolutely killer. We are so proud of the restaurants that have supported us this year.
Now, what about a silent auction? I think you've done that in the past. Will you have one this year?
Yes, this year we're having a silent auction, and new this year, we're trying to do a couple things different, being our 5th year. And one of the things we're doing this year is a preview night. So on Sunday, April 23rd, it's open to the public. It's a family event. People can come out to Orchard Park Activity Center in Springfield from 4 to 6 and enjoy a preview of our auction items. And some of those people will actually be able to bid on and take home with them.
Now, would you say that this is just for Springfield volunteers, or is this for anybody within York County or anywhere that would like to give back?
I think this is really a York County event. It started out a lot of Springfield people, but we have people from Orchard Park, a new subdivision, the Del Webb community right down the road, and all of the sponsors that donate in kind throughout the Fort Mill and York County. It's truly a community involvement.
So you said it's going to be a little bit different this year. Tell us about the dancing.
Oh, the dancing is just so fun.
Under the stars.
Under the stars. So it's a rain or shine event, and we've had fantastic weather the past 4 years. So we're here at the pavilion at the Springfield Golf Course, and we've had tents set up, but the dancing itself is never under a tent. It is outside, under the stars, and it's the way we kind of celebrate the end of the night in a successful event.
Will you have a cap on the number of tickets that you sell?
We do. Space prohibits us from having unlimited tickets. We sell approximately 500 tickets. Our sponsors, each sponsor, depending on how much you're able to donate, we receive a certain amount of tickets. You can become a sponsor, a friend of the school for a donation, and that would guarantee you 2 tickets. Tickets go on sale to the general public on April 4th. And you can go to our website, tasteoffortmill.com, and purchase tickets there.
Well, that's it for this edition of Carmen Miller's Talk of the Town, Carolinas. If you'd like to see more beautiful homes in our area, or maybe you're thinking about moving to the Carolinas, simply go to homesfortmill.com. But if you're thinking about a great evening for an awesome cause, make sure to check out this year's
The Taste of Fort Mill.
Until next time, this is Patti Mercer. Bye-bye.